Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our July Town Hall meeting. Our agenda today, we're going to do a little introduction, some general updates. I'm going to announce the employees of the month. Teresa's going to give a dining update. I am pinch hitting for Sibby, giving a maintenance update, so I will not be accepting questions. And then Iris will come up and give us a second quarter sales update, which is great news. So my general updates today, a couple things. Got some feedback that some new residents are letting us know that other residents are telling them they need to tip employees. So just a reminder of the no tipping policy for our employees. They're very aware that they're not supposed to accept tips or gifts from residents. And the way you can show appreciation for them is to contribute to the Employee Appreciation Fund, which we distribute a check to all of our employees in December of every year before the holidays, so they can use it for any holiday shopping or whatever it is they want to use it towards. So just a reminder with that. Also, a reminder that in the August Town Hall is going to be transitions and care covering stays at Plaza West. So date is to be determined. I have to talk to Chris because the original date, I'm not going to be here that day, so I want to make sure it's on a day that I can be here. So I'll make sure we get the date out in plenty of time so you are all able to be there for that presentation. Also, I want to touch on what can be a sensitive topic, but in our year of presidential election, I know we've had some questions about what political activities can take place here at the community. Want to make sure that I'm very aware and support our political clubs of the two primary parties of the country, and they are more than able to reserve a conference room to meet and discuss whatever it is they'd like to discuss. You can have meetings in your private apartment. What I ask is that no speakers, no candidates come in. We need to keep this very neutral because Freedom Plaza doesn't support or endorse one party or the other. We want you to be able to practice your freedom of whoever you support, and I do so, but it's unfortunately a very contentious time in the political environment. I personally don't watch the news or debates or anything. I have enough stress in my life as it is, but appreciate everybody's desire to be involved and aware of what's going on. So just if you could keep it to reserving meeting space and meeting in your private apartments, that would be appreciated. So thank you for that. Also, a reminder that tomorrow we have a pooch party for our dog lovers and pet lovers. That's going to be out at the dog park at 10 a.m. It is the Red, White, and Wolf Party. Also, a reminder that Thursday is a federal holiday, so our employees, our full-time employees, do have the day off. Obviously, people will be here working. But a lot of folks won't. So keep that in mind as we get to Thursday this week. Our employees of the month, I apologize, I did not have time to harass people for pictures, but the employees of the month for July for independent living is Maria Rangel. She is a housekeeper, and I apologize if I butchered that last name. Assisted living in the Arbors, it's Ann Patterson, and she is a receptionist. And for Plaza West, it's Lisa McGregor, who is a CNA. These folks are nominated by residents, other coworkers, and family members. We take the nominations, take the names out, and then we have what we call a culture committee of employees that get to review each nomination form and vote on the winner each month. The winner gets 400 extraordinary rewards points, which is the equivalent of $100 that they can spend on our online catalog, which has anything you could dream of in it. It's almost like an Amazon. And also they get a premier parking space. So we do this every month, and I encourage you all to continue to submit nominations. You can do that via email to me There are forms around the community, and you can also email June Ripley, our HR director, or any director, and we'll make sure that those get submitted for review. All right, I'm going to call Teresa up. She's going to give a quick dining update. Good morning. So I wanted to start off with a little bit of facts about dining. How many meals do you think we served this month in independent living? 8,000. How many meals do you think that we served this month in dining? In independent living, sorry, in June. 1,200. That'd be a really easy job for us in dining if I served 1,200 meals in 1 month. We did 11,782 meals in just independent living this month, or in the month of June. Our average in-room dining pickup is 25. Lunch still is low, which is traditional across all communities in senior living, with 44 as an average. Dinner, so we have 3 different concepts. On average, every night, we're doing 300 in the dining room, 200 in preferred dining, 43 in the buffet, and 50 in the sports bar. So that's a lot of residents, right? So I know some nights do not go as planned. I know some nights we're waiting a little bit longer. I know some nights it's frustrating. But as I stated in the dining news a couple weeks ago, if we tend to fester on all of the bad and all of the negative, it just makes it a negative environment for both residents and associates. We need to find the positive in our day, and food is something that everybody can talk about, but not everybody can agree on, right? You're always gonna sit at a table with someone who either likes or doesn't like what you're eating, or you do not like or like what they're eating. So let's just agree that not every night's gonna be a knock, like we're not gonna knock it out of the park for some, but for most we are, and that's what we're really trying to do. 85% positive rating is really where I strive to be, because I know at any given day, depending on the flavor of something, the menu breakdown, somebody's not gonna like what we're serving. We don't get up every morning saying, I'm sure hoping that we're ticking off 15% of the residents, because that's really where we spend all of our time, is trying to figure out what we can do to make those residents happy. But that was Monday. On Tuesday, it's 15% of a totally different bunch of residents that were not happy with something that aren't the same as Monday. So at any given day, someone is going to be, need some support or need some focus from the dining team, and we are trying to do that. Chef Jamie and I try to make ourselves readily available to everyone. You see Pamela all the time in the dining room, who has a great team with Melly, and our supervisors, Nishali and Nicole. In the dining news, we have added dining MODs, so you know who's here on the weekend, who can help you and address you. The management team has always been in place, but I think putting a name with who you can discuss with, or if something's going on, or see them in the dining room, then you know who's running the show. So that helps. I've gotten a lot of feedback from you saying thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. We're seeing that, we understand, and that's been great. We have been trying to make sure that we communicate with you with the dining news. I know Stephanie has her weekly, but now we are putting out our own dining news on upcoming things that we need to focus on, like walkers in the dining room, making sure that we're good stewards of the dining room and not blocking exit ways, talking about the Chef of the Year that's coming up, looking at our buffet menus, we're putting that in there, and upcoming holidays, so everyone's in the know. But there's always an underlying, opportunities that we have to communicate with you about what is going on in the dining. One of the things that has come up in this past week is that we had some residents questioning why prices go up and they go down, they fluctuate in the dining room. When we initially rolled out the Premier Dining Program, or the Preferred Dining Program, we did address that. We addressed it in multiple floor meetings. We have addressed it in our memos, whether it be a floor meeting memo or the regular memos that have went out. And one of the things that we said was menu prices for most items will be reviewed on the onset of the new menu cycle. So every menu cycle, chef has to go in and look at what we're paying for our average per pound. If it's scallop season, we're gonna get a good price. If it's, lamb, if the market in lamb is doing really well, then we'll get a lower price, but things will fluctuate. Certain menu items will have a market price on it. We didn't take that route because we didn't feel that that was fair. We knew that, if we could change it for the 2 weeks, we can just put it on the menu initially. But these items will go up and down depending. One of the things that we heard, I'll give meatloaf as an example. In the first cycle, the meatloaf was not well received. It was a basic 80-20 ground chuck. So we switched it to a brisket, short rib, and ground beef. So that was a higher price per pound, which also accompanied a price increase in the meatloaf. Beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is an item that it's a filet, it's wrapped in a puff pastry, it has multiple components to it, so it's not going to be $29 for a filet because it's not just a piece of meat that's grilled, it has extra components, it's going to be $32. So prices are adjusted based on market, based on what is on the actual item, and if it looks different from what it did in the cycle prior. So there are reasons for this. We have communicated, but if we need to re-communicate that to you all so you understand, we can definitely do that, and we are going back and looking through our memos and whatnot, and we can send a refresher out to everybody so then you can see where we're at as far as pricing goes. Our goal is not to inflate pricing at all, it's to bring it down when we can. I think that if you look at where our prices are to like mainstream like restaurants, like we're far under. Just to give you an example, I was at Bonefish last week while I was traveling, and I had Chilean sea bass with the 2 sides and an iced tea, and that cost $50. Here, our Chilean sea bass is $26 with 2 sides and a choice of soup and salad, and you get your beverage. So, like, we're still far under what the industry average is, and we correlate that with your meal plan as well and your declining balance dollars. So if you have any additional questions on this, please email me. We can set up some time, we can talk about it, but I just want you to know, like, as soon as I hear something, I want to get it out to everybody. So that's all I have in dining. Thank you, Teresa. All right, we're gonna go on to our maintenance update. So the first topic is our spectrum update, everybody's favorite topic. So in my conversations with Sibby, he thinks everybody has been completed with the DTA swap out, meaning the change out of your cable boxes. So if you feel that is not the case for you, please reach out to Lavinia or Sibby and they will come and take a look at the box that you have to make sure you have the correct one. I also want to review the technology fee. So we've been talking about this since I announced this change back in April. So this is supposed to be a good thing, and it's supposed to save everyone money. That was my intent anyway. So the only people who will be charged the $20 technology fee are the folks that are currently paying for Wi-Fi service in their apartment, and we have that list. Spectrum provided that to us. So currently, you're probably paying somewhere between $80 and $90 a month for Wi-Fi in your apartment. When we activate the new contract, that charge will go away from your Spectrum bill. We will pay for the internet service, but charge you a $20 technology fee. So in theory, you should be saving about $70 to $75, $70 a month. Based on the way we wrote up this new agreement. So it's intended to be a good thing and a savings for you all. But just when we think we have it all figured out and when this is all gonna take place, I did get an email from Spectrum yesterday that was specifically talking about assisted living, so it may not impact independent living at all, but I'm waiting for confirmation, so I wanna give you all a heads up. And I will confirm one way or the other in the memo tomorrow. But I got an email from them. Did everybody receive a letter from Spectrum talking about the switchover of the contract? Okay, and it talked about an activation date of July 27th or something like that. Well, I got an email yesterday saying, we realized we had to give a 60-day notice, not a 30-day notice. And so the contract's not going to be active till August 27th. Now that was specifically for assisted living. So I sent an email back saying, can you confirm this is just assisted living? Does this apply to the whole campus? Because we have 4 different Spectrum accounts for each area of the campus. So once I get that confirmation, I will let you all know either way. I'm hoping to hear something on that today. Campus asphalt project. Steve gave me a bunch of bullet points here. So phase 1 is 2 to 3 weeks, and it's the painting and replacement of lights in all carports. We're trying a new product for the roof, so it's taking a bit longer, plus the weather has not cooperated. So once they close an area, the plan is for it to take 4 or 5 days for it to be reopened. And I know the area where I park is closed off now, so hopefully that's taken care of this week. We'll send out notifications of when that's going to happen and which parking spaces, so we will continue to communicate about that. And then phase 2 would be 1 month, and that's starting on the asphalt, and that will require cars to be moved as well. Sibby and Lavinia will continue to communicate with you all on which areas. And then the 3rd phase is adding 0 entrance sidewalks on the side of the circle that doesn't have them already. So as you look at Freedom Plaza Circle, one sidewalk's flat to the macadam, and then the other side has a curb that you step up on. We're taking the side that you have to step up on and making that level with the ground as well. So those who come up and park their golf cart in the circle, there's no step up onto the curb anymore. So that's phase 3 of the project. And then also the last part of the project is way out in visitor parking. If you ever venture out that way, we're cleaning up the islands, taking out all the landscaping, leveling them, and putting some shell in there to make it look a little nicer out in the visitor parking area. Lastly, I'll talk about the roof project. So we had some pretty significant dollars approved this year to improve the roofs around the campus. So assisted living and the arbors, as well as Plaza West, they're almost complete. And then weather permitting, we're gonna start on GVT tomorrow. We're only doing the flat roof sections, and we are starting on building 8. So looking forward to, I know a lot of GVT residents are looking forward to that. So hope to get started tomorrow depending on the weather. And now I'm going to call Iris up. She's going to give a marketing update.
Good morning, good afternoon. I actually don't even know what time it is right now. We've been so busy in sales and marketing this quarter. So shout out to a fabulous, fabulous sales team. We had a budget for the second quarter of 13. We closed at 16 sales for second quarter. So it also took all of you participating with us, having a big hand in that, as well as the other departments. It just has to run like a smooth wheel. Sometimes we hit a few little rocks, but we just recover and go on from there. So thank you very much for all of your help with making these sales occur. So we already, for this third quarter, we already have 3 deposits, so anticipate another sleepless third quarter, and we will get some people moved in here and make this community even better than what it already is. Also wanted to bring to your attention, you've probably seen all of these ads running in the Observers. Freedom Plaza, along with a host of other people, will be hosting the Traveling Tribute Vietnam Wall. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. It's a great honor that we have the opportunity to do this. We'll bring a lot of guests to our community and get our name out there even further. So I'm very excited about that. I would love to tell you that I am responsible for that, but I am not. It's actually Corina and Kim Habercorn that have headed this project up. So it's a huge undertaking. Very thankful for that. And I love serving you all at Freedom Plaza. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
I'll just add a couple things about the traveling wall. I haven't been very involved in the planning of it, they keep me informed as the plans sort of solidify, but I did attend their last meeting, and I was just amazed at everything that has to go into this few days. And I will tell you, I was in Des Moines last week, and all of LCS was there. It was a company-wide meeting. I had, some of you know Chris Bird. I had the opportunity to speak to him, and he plans to be here for the event. He's going to participate in the golf tournament. So some folks are going to come participate from home office, which I'm excited about. And just such, I know, and I don't think Tim brought us here, but he's been there as part of the security patrol. I mean, we're talking about parades, flyovers from MacDill. There was talk of, and maybe I shouldn't be giving away all the secrets, but lots of really exciting things are going to happen those few days. So looking forward to it. And there's just been an immense amount of work put into it, none of which has been mine, but very happy that I have a team that's so dedicated to doing it. So with that, I'm happy to take questions on anything we talked about today. Glenn, we'll get you a microphone here.
Can you share with us anything that you discussed in Des Moines last week?
Sure. So I'm going to hit the highlights that I could, or put me on the spot here. They were long days, and I glazed over towards the end of the afternoons. But some of the big things, if you all attended the presentation when Mary Mackey was here back in May, we talked about strategy and what that looks like for LCS as well as Freedom Plaza. We sort of did an update meeting on that, where we were last year, where we are this year, the progress we've made, and what we need to continue to focus on. And I'm happy to share those details. A lot about how we recruit and retain our employees, different things we're doing. There's a big focus for you techie folks on making sure we have good data in our systems, so we're able to run reports and make good decisions based on good data that we can look at, and it makes it easier. You're not just hoping for the best when you're using data to make operational decisions. So big focus on data. This year there was a contest, so we have Chef Jamie, who is a finalist for Chef of the Year, which is awesome. There was also another competition across the company called InnoTank, which was focused on innovation, and employees were able to submit ideas that they thought would improve operations in one way or another, or grow business, or bring new ideas to how we do things. And so I don't know how many initial ideas were submitted by employees across the country, but they narrowed that down to 5 finalists, and they all did presentations, which I applaud. They stood up in front of 300 or 400 people and pitched their idea. It was like a Shark Tank episode. They had folks there from different companies asking questions about how things were going to work and what the investment was going to be and what did they expect the return to be. I mean, it was pretty tough. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. And of course, one of the peak communities won that contest. It was Cypress Village from Jacksonville. They submitted an idea related to converting some of our skilled nursing beds into acute rehab. So for those of you who are familiar with how your Medicare benefit works at Plaza West, you need to have a 3-day qualifying hospital stay. But if you're acute rehab, you don't need that. And we run into that sometimes, where the hospital wants to discharge you before those 3 days are up, and then your insurance isn't going to pay for your stay at Plaza West if you have traditional Medicare. So it was a really, really great presentation, made a lot of sense. I don't know if it's as simple as how they presented it, but definitely something that I think we will look into because to me, the goal of it would be to be able to serve you better. Right? So we're trying to work around some of the ways that Medicare tries to get out of paying for things, and we're able to use your insurance for their short-term stays at Plaza West. So I think we're going to look into those things. And the team that presented that won $10,000, just like Chef of the Year will win $10,000. We had some presentations on healthcare trends in general and quality, how we can use data to improve our quality and care at Plaza West. I'm thinking real hard. We did a session on sort of preventing burnout, not just for directors and managers, but also our frontline employees, ways that we can help our employees better balance work and life, making sure that they have the opportunity to take care of themselves and do self-care. So all kinds of different varied topics, and they were all very well presented. And I'll go back through my agenda and see if I can get some more detailed information together and do a presentation at one of our future meetings, because it is helpful. And when I go to those meetings that are several days long and it's a lot of information, you kind of glaze over towards the end of the day. You know, my goal is to take 2 or 3 things away and kind of put it into place when I come back to the community. So I'm happy to follow up with that and give you an update on those things.
Remind us of the dates of the Vietnam Wall.
Vietnam Wall. So the Traveling Wall Tribute is going to be October 30th through November 3rd. It's a Thursday to a Sunday. I think Wednesday's like the initial. They're actually going to be building the wall on Wednesday, and then Sunday afternoon it will be taken down.
Where on campus is that going to be?
So where it's going to be is at Gulfview Terrace. It's going to be between, and Iris, I don't know if she's still here, correct me, I think it's going to be between Plaza Club and the Circle, yeah, in that area. And there's all kinds of things that are being planned out as far as parking and seating, and it's a pretty big deal, and people are putting a lot of work and planning into it. So I really anticipate it going very smoothly.
If she could put out activities that are possible that would help us recruit people to come.
Sure. So I know recruiting folks to come, we're going to do a lot of PR and advertising in the media, but absolutely we're looking for opportunities to engage residents to help with that as well. So as we get closer to that event, we will ask for volunteers and have some opportunities for residents to get involved. There will be sponsors. So there's going to be sponsor tents, different companies that you're able to walk through and get information from. And this is open to the public. So we really anticipate a lot of folks coming from the general Tampa Bay area to look at this wall. So it's going to be a great event for Freedom Plaza, and I'm looking forward to it.
This is about the spectrum boxes. When we moved here, we did our own arrangements with spectrum. So we have, we're paying for everything right now. Now, how would this $20 that you're gonna bill us affect our?
So we cover basic cable now. Before the new contract, we pay for basic cable. So if you have upgraded boxes, DVR boxes, premium channels, if you're paying for Wi-Fi or telephone service, that's billed to you separately. So that will continue, right? The only change is going to be we're going to take internet off your bill. If you're still getting telephone service or you have a DVR box or any upgraded channels, you will continue to pay for those through Spectrum and get a bill from them. We're just going to pay for the Wi-Fi service and charge you a technology fee, which should be significantly less than what you're currently paying.
But I have those already.
But it's just the billing's going to change, right? So their internet service is going to come off the bill you pay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So my question actually has to do with the Spectrum contract. I've asked a lot of people about it, and I'm not clear about the contract and the contractual arrangements. And my understanding is that those of us who now get our internet service from Spectrum we are the ones who will be billed the $20. But the resident, what I don't understand about the contract is, when does the contract begin? How long does it last? Will, in fact, Freedom Plaza think that they need to renegotiate? If it's based on those of us who have internet, what about the changes in population? Are new people being billed this additional fee?
So
I have a lot of questions, and
I have some answers.
yes,
So
yes.
the information I have now is that the new contract goes into effect July 27th. And the billing for the new contract will take effect at the next billing cycle, after that date. And then as far as how long the contract is, I don't know, I have to look at that. But
Yeah.
what we negotiated with, and when I say we, it's not me. We have folks at the LCS that negotiate on our behalf. And some communities elected to pull this wireless into the agreement, and some did not. I did it because I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was gonna save people money, and I'm trying to do that as much as I can, because I know in other areas I can't. But we are paying for Wi-Fi in every apartment, whether somebody's using it or not. So, but I made the decision to only currently charge folks that are paying for Wi-Fi service the $20 fee. Because if I have somebody that's been, this isn't a critical statement, that's been here 20 years, does not use internet, never had a modem in their apartment, doesn't have email, doesn't have a cell phone, I'm not gonna charge them a technology fee. New residents coming in are paying the technology fee. And I'm pretty comfortable saying that 99.9% of anybody moving in here at this point is going to want internet in their apartment. So new residents going forward will all pay the technology fee, but at the outset, I'm grandfathering those folks that have never had internet service in their apartment before.
So with all the changes in technology that we all are seeing, internet is everywhere, one way or the other. People rely on internet, whether they're technically savvy right now or not.
Sure, well, it's not, they rely on somebody else to have it, right?
So, yes, and I may not have internet, but somebody may come into our apartment and require internet. It just seems to me that we are beginning to see what seems like an operational cost coming back to us as residents.
But you're saving money every month.
Not saving money, because my monthly fee continues to go up.
But you're not gonna pay for internet through Spectrum anymore, do you pay for it now?
Yes, I do pay for it now.
And you won't anymore.
But I have no idea, all right, this is, beyond the conversation.
So I'm just looking at it from a perspective that this was intended to be a positive thing, and it's nothing underhanded or trying to charge anybody that wouldn't be charged otherwise. My goal here was to save you all about $70 a month. So that was the point. Any other questions?
Looking at our bill, we'll be able to see what we're doing.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it, Barry.
Can you save me some money each month too?
I cannot.
I just want to remind people if they're on auto pay, like to their credit card, they should cancel it with Spectrum.
Oh, Spectrum, that's a good piece of advice. If you're auto paying Spectrum, I don't know if you need to cancel it, but I would just keep a close eye on your statements when you get them to make sure they're accurate. Any other questions?
Just out of curiosity, can you tell us why carpet in the sports bar had to be changed out?
Sure. So, and I'll even take it a step further. So, several residents expressed some concerns earlier in the year about sprucing up areas since we did not get our major renovation that we requested for 2024. And beyond the carpet in the pub, you may have seen some things in the atrium. We spruced up some of the pillows and decor. We're still working on the credenzas and the elevator areas. We've gotten some good feedback. We've gotten some not so good feedback, but I think that's par for the course. And we're continuing to work on it, so we're not done there. And I will, being super transparent, when we put in the carpet in the sports bar last December, maybe? No, it was after we did preferred dining, a few months ago. The initial install of the new carpet. So the original carpet we picked for the sports bar, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and it took us that long to get to the point of installing it. When we went to order it, they said, oh, the carpet you want is discontinued, how about this? And it was a digital picture of a sample. And we're like, sure. And when it got here and they put it in, we realized it didn't really go with the decor in the pub. So part of us trying to make the sports bar a cohesive place to go was getting carpet that fit with the furniture and the walls and the window treatment. So, I mean, that's really simply put. It didn't look nice, and we're going to continue to work on things as we can do them. But that's why.
Seats of the chairs.
So feedback on chairs. I've been getting, yeah. Okay. So I've been getting some love letters on the dining room chairs, and I know we need new dining room chairs, and feel free to continue to remind me that we need new dining room chairs. To recover them, you might as well buy new chairs. We didn't recover anything. Well, I don't know how that happened because we didn't do anything. But hey, if somebody came in overnight and fixed them, I'm happy for that too. But this is the reality of dining room chairs. They're about $1,200 a piece. That sounds crazy, right? Unfortunately, that's what they cost, because we did get new chairs for outside the grill earlier in the year, because they were in pretty bad shape, and they were $1,200 a piece. So imagine the cost of replacing all the chairs in all the dining rooms, and our plan is to do that. I mean, 100%. It's just going to be, we're talking about ways we can present our capital request for next year, so that maybe it doesn't look like an $8 million renovation request, and maybe we piecemeal it a little bit and prioritize it for the things that we really need to do. Like, hey, if you're not going to give us the full renovation, like maybe we can do dining room chairs. So we're working on things like that. We know they need love. We know we need new chairs, and we're trying real hard to make it happen. Any other questions?
I'm not gonna suggest you try Wayfair.
Well, I'll tell you, I won't be putting them together. I think Sibby would quit.
But I do have a low-cost request, and that is the employees of the month. Maybe you could get the 3 pictures and just send a little memo around, and when we see those folks, we could
Sure,
get our
I'll do that.
appreciation.
I'll email the managers when I get back to my desk to get some pictures.
That's low cost.
Low cost, I like it.
I'm wondering, speaking of the chairs in the dining rooms, if their arms are still being sterilized, because we are knowing people still are having COVID.
Well, and thank you, because that made me think of something else I wanted to say. So my understanding is that they are still wiping down, Pamela's back there going, yes. They are still wiping down chairs in the dining rooms. But the other thing I wanted to say is just as a reminder, and I'm not even saying this specifically about COVID, I'm saying it in general. If you don't feel well, and you're coughing, and you're sneezing, and you decide you need to walk down and get your mail, or you need to go somewhere out in the building, we ask that you wear a mask. It's just courtesy, right, to your neighbors. And also on the flip side of that, we know not everybody follows rules or requests. If you are uncomfortable and you're around folks that are coughing and sneezing and not wear a mask, you can also wear a mask. So, everybody just has to be respectful of those around them. We are a community of 500 plus independent living residents. And so you just need to be considerate of others, even though you may not agree with exactly how they think.
Can we also reinforce with employees if they're sick?
Sure.
Employees don't come.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning, and that is the ask, right? We don't have as strict of guidelines as we did initially as we went through COVID for 2-3 years, but you know, we do ask employees that, and I'm not even talking about COVID. If you are sick and symptomatic, we don't want you to be here. Any other questions?
Symptomatic.
Symptomatic means you're coughing or sneezing or you have a fever. If you have any of those things going on, especially a fever, we want you to stay home. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Have a great day.